Hi everyone, welcome to the Venture and Capital Investment Conference. I'm thrilled to be joined by Stuart Douglas, co-founder and executive director, and Derek Lobban, CEO of Innovise. Stuart and Derek, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Amazing. Now, Stuart, you've had a remarkable career as a habitual entrepreneur. So, can you share what drew your focus on commercializing breakthrough ideas in advanced manufacturing and advanced minerals?
Well, we started off more in the software and apps area. We were the first tech accelerator in Australia. But we found that the ecosystem back in the 2010-11 that didn't really exist in the investor ecosystem to invest into those areas. So that's when we transferred over to advanced materials and advanced manufacturing. And it's been a very good move for us, isn't it?
Yeah, I think a lot of it as well was there's a lot of research sitting in universities that never gets out. It just sort of sits there behind the scenes. And
Yeah.
these guys decided they'd try and make a difference, get it out of the universities. So.
Very well said. Now, Innovise has taken several university and research organization technologies from research projects to successful ASX listed companies. So, can you share some key strategies that you use to bridge the gap between academic innovation and commercial success?
Yeah, look, the key is getting the right people involved early enough. So with Titomic, we took that out of CSIRO actually, and I think it was about 18 months until we listed that on the ASX. I think Amero was just under a year from Monash University to listing. But the key was to bring in leaders from those industries, attract them to those technologies, and that helps validate the whole process for investors as well. They know that if a world leader in 3D printing, for example, is getting involved in this organisation, then there must be something behind it. And then that helps with that pre-IPO raising, because you've got to raise funding just to get to IPO, and to meet your milestones that you need to meet before you get to that IPO process. So very important to attract really high caliber talent. And if you can't attract them, then it's generally something that we've missed rather than something that they've missed.
Yeah.
So if it's truly innovative, you attract the right people.
I think the other aspect to that, excuse me, is timing.
Yeah.
If the market's, if it's the right time for the market, then IPO is an option. If it's not, don't waste your time.
Yeah,
True.
agreed.
Well, those are valuable insights. Thank you for sharing that. Now, shifting gears a bit, during the keynote session that we will have on investing in early stage deep tech opportunities. So, Stuart, you discussed various insights. So, for our audience, can you share some high level takeaways about the current landscape and future trends that you're seeing in deep tech investments?
Look, the world's facing a lot of problems. Okay, software, AI, that's going to solve a lot of our issues, yeah, sure. But it creates a lot of issues as well. And one of the biggest areas that it creates is energy problems. We're not going to have the power on this earth to power our computers. We've done all of the scaling down of all of the microelectronics. We can't make them any smaller now. And so that's been the way that the world has actually developed the technology so that it didn't use too much power, is to make it smaller and smaller and smaller, and they can double their computing power without using much more energy. Well, now that we've reached the limits, computing power is doubling every 3 years. So in 2019, it was 4% of US energy. 22, it was 8%. Next year, it's going to be 16%.
Yeah.
In 3 years from then, it's going to be 32%. Wow. You do the math. By mid-2030s, computing's going to use all the power in America. And it's scary. So you need hard tech, material science, not just the AI and not just quantum and not all these other things. You need hard tech, material science tech to solve these problems. And so we're getting a lot of interest from just general experts in this field to be forging down this area. And the other area is AUKUS, and you might want to talk to that.
Yeah, I guess, the world's a pretty unsafe, unstable place right now. So we've got two major wars on the go, which don't seem to be coming to an end. There's got to be a lot of focus on defence-related type of issues, and that's where we're seeing a lot of interest. So deep tech, there's an enormous amount of deep tech in defence type of options. That's where we're looking.
And the collaboration between UK, US and Australia under AUKUS and AUKUS Pillar 2 is extremely interesting, and it's going to have a lot of opportunities for Australian deep tech companies, for universities, those that are really wanting to push down this path.
Well, I have to say, very well said, Stuart and Derek. Now, I understand that you founded over 100 companies across Australia, New Zealand, and the USA. So, with this global perspective, how do you see the landscape for deep tech innovation evolving?
Well, as I mentioned, I think defence, or as Derek mentioned, defence is going to be a real focus for Australian deep tech in the coming, I would say, 5 to 10 years. You look at what's called AUKUS Pillar 2, and there are 8 main thematics in that, and that covers areas like quantum and cybersecurity and hypersonics and anti-hypersonics and all these different things. They're all issues that need to be solved. And now having a collaboration where the walls are down and we can start to collaborate on these projects with the US and UK without being behind the walls, I think it's just going to open up massive opportunities.
I think the other side of that is looking beyond the traditional markets of UK, US, Europe. I think we've got to start giving consideration. I don't want to be burnt as a heretic at this statement, but we've got to start looking beyond to BRICS type of countries, development taking place in India as an example. It's enormous opportunities, so it's where we should start focusing.
Very interesting indeed. Now, focusing on specific areas now, your work spans both advanced manufacturing and advanced minerals. So how do you see these two areas intersecting and driving innovation in the coming years?
Well, materials and manufacturing, it's the hub and spoke of society, okay? Without manufacturing and without materials, you don't have anything. As things advance, we need to have an eye on how we are going to solve the world's problems. I spoke to this earlier. Materials sciences in particular are going to be the areas where we're going to find those solutions for our world's global energy problems. And it is a real problem. The infrastructure, energy infrastructure is only growing at a linear rate of 2% a year. I've just talked to you previously about how quickly we're going to have to create power just for our computing, let alone anything else in the world. So we need to come up with solutions, and materials and manufacturing is the way to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not going to add to that. It's pretty much on the nail.
Wonderful. Now, as we wrap up, I'd love to get your thoughts on this conference. So we are here today at the Venture and Capital Investment Conference. So it would be great if you could share with me any key takeaways that you have, or how's your experience been so far being here today?
Oh, look, it's been fantastic. Steve from Wholesale Investor, he's been around the industry a long time. He understands how to network. He understands how to bring people together. It's been a fantastic conference so far. We're very proud to be able to announce that we've just signed a 3-year deal with Wholesale Investor to be working more closely with them with all of our companies. We're raising capital at the moment for 8 different deep tech technologies, and to be able to work with someone like Wholesale Investor and Steve and you and the team, it's fabulous.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Well, it's truly been such a pleasure to speaking with both of you today. To our viewers, I hope you found this interview as insightful as I did. Feel free to reach out to our speakers, and I look forward to seeing you all in my next interview. Thank you so much, Stuart and Derek, for sharing your wonderful insights.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.